Hello everyone, this is X Bethelite, and if you were looking earlier, you'd see that I put a video up and went ahead and took that last video down. The reason for that is I went on a tour of the house that I'm staying at, and I talked to a few people, and New York is just different from Ohio and from other places. And I've heard this from several people. It's not that anything is wrong with New York. It's that their population is larger. So I took the video down for a couple of reasons. One is that it's not really a good idea to walk through the house and show everything that is inside of it. Let's say, for example, if you're in Ohio, you may have about 50 thieves. Let's just an example. If you have 50 thieves, I know there's going to be more, but for example, if you have 50 thieves where you are in New York, you're going to have about 400 because the population is just bigger. So there's going to be more people, more of everything. And you don't want that many people taking inventory of everything that is in the house. So that's one reason that I took the video down. It just isn't really safe to do that here in New York. And also, the house is still under construction. It isn't finished yet. There's a lot of work being done, a lot of renovations that are being done. And Gerard is working on the kitchen, the dining room, living room, and the basement. So there really isn't too much that I can show you that is already complete. And everything is under construction. Here you got, we're going to be putting a ceiling fan up there, got the ceiling fan, right here. We're going to be putting it up there. So really everything is under construction. And just like anything, whether you're putting a house on the market or what have you, you're not going to put photos of it out there until after it's completed, So you guys know me. I didn't take the previous video down to hide anything. If you know me, then I don't even know how to do that. I tell everything. And really, the feeling that I have, because you've been following me, then you know that, I came from Ohio, hopped in the car about 7 o'clock at night, and drove 10 hours straight to New York. And it's a lot different to tell other people that moving away from family is an option and may help them with the shunning. And it's a whole different thing to then do it. I don't want to be a hypocrite telling other people to do things that I haven't done. So here I'm in New York. I'm actually in the room where I'm staying at here. And got my backpack over here. Like I'm going to be running around New York with my backpack looking like a Bethelite. But for really, there's a lot of people in New York that run around with backpacks on. So I really wouldn't stand out. The only way Bethelites would really stand out is being dressed up and walking around with backpacks on here in New York. But I would say from personal experience that there is a lot less stress when you are further away from those causing this stress. When you're not around family who's shunning you, when you're not around witnesses who are getting in your business, elders who are driving by your house looking for something to have a judicial hearing about, when you're not in that environment, it's a lot less stressful. A lot less stressful. I can illustrate it a number of different ways. What about the difference between someone who breaks up with a boyfriend or girlfriend in high school and they have to see them every day? That's tough because you're reliving your emotions every time you see that person. Well, I would liken living really close to family who are witnesses somewhat the same way. Now, if a person broke up with someone and then went to another school, would it eliminate all emotion? No, but it would be a lot less stressful knowing you're not going to have to see that person every day. And it's the same thing with regards to moving away from witness family. I would say about 95% of my family are all witnesses or some way, shape, or form. They have something to do with the organization. So if you got a relative that lives down the street from you, or you got a relative that lives 10 minutes from you, you pass their house. But if you stop to visit them, they're either not going to want to speak to you if you're disfellowship. If you're not even disfellowship, they may treat you funny. So it's just awkward. I'm thinking about personal experience with people that I may try to call them to see how they're doing as far as their health with regards to relatives. But if we rarely ever talk because they're acting funny because I haven't been to the meeting, it's just awkward. It's not the same. So now, moving away from that, are you still going to miss some of your relatives? Yeah. But when you go outside, are you going to pass their house? If you're in another state, if you're a few hours away, no. When you go to Walmart, are you going to walk past some relative that's going to look the other way as they walk down the aisle? Or another witness that's going to turn their grocery cart the other way? Do anything and everything to be as rude as possible? No. You're not going to do that. You have to worry about it because it's always a possibility when you live close to them. But when you move away, it's not a possibility at all. So I can say from experience, moving away does help with regards to the stress and the emotional reliving of seeing the relative that's not speaking to you or that's treating you differently. When you move away and let's say you move closer to other ex-witnesses, they kind of fill in as family. And here in New York, I know several people who are ex-witnesses. I mean, I know a lot of people in this area and in New Jersey, you know, the surrounding areas that are ex-witnesses, and you know, they really do replace family. I remember Brian is one of the people here that lives in the house with me, and I remember me, Brian, Gerard, we're all outside talking about our experiences, and that's a huge difference from talking to someone who may be a friend, but they don't have any experience with the organization. They have no clue what you're talking about. They don't understand. They don't get it. Here, from my experience, it feels good talking to other people who do understand and do get it. And you're able to learn from their experiences. So I remember walking with Brian. Brian is showing me around New York. We walk all the way down the street. He shows me where Walgreens is, and he's sharing his experiences. And not only that, he's given me advice on some things. Me and Brian, you know, we both know what it is that we've talked about, and he's given me advice on things that, you know, I'd been wondering about, but, you know, he, through experience, already knew. And that's been very helpful. It's been extremely helpful. And, you know, going with Brian on walks, and Brian is a chef. So it's interesting to listen to him, you know, talk about different dishes and different things like that. And of course, I've talked to Brian before making this video and make sure it was okay to mention him. And Gerard, you know, and myself, we've gone to Great Adventure. You know, we've hopped in the subway. We've got on the train. You know, you're not alone. Even though you may not be able to talk with family, you know, there's only so much you can do to repair that. So one, moving away from my experience now seems to be good if you have the circumstances to do it. Also, two, filling in that association with other fellow ex-witnesses, if you know a lot of people outside of the organization, and that's great. That as far as what I mean is people who never experienced any of it, and you fit in with them just fine, that's great. And you don't feel that you need to talk about your past experiences, but then that's great. But if you do need to, then it's, you know, talking to other former witnesses helps a lot more, I think, than talking to someone that has no clue what it is that you're talking about. And, you know, you want to, you know, I'm not advocating for people, even though I've moved from Ohio to New York, I'm not advocating for people to do things without much thought. Prior to coming here, I spoke to Gerard. We probably talked back and forth for over 6 months. I'm sure it was over. We probably talked for about a year or so. I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was over 6 months. We talked for a good long bit of time there. And, you know, before you up and move and go somewhere, you want to make sure you know whoever it is you're moving in with or closer to. You want to use some street smarts there. Or if you're opening your home for other witnesses to use, or former witnesses to use, it's good to know the person who's coming and moving in, you know. So if you're thinking about drink some of this water here. As Dwena likes to say, water. I don't want to sound too country talking about water when it around here I guess they call it water. But you want to use street smarts and make sure you think everything through before making any moves. Let someone know before you leave. I let people know before heading off to New York. Putting on my shoes here. I let people know before heading out to New York. I'm while advocating for people who have the circumstances to move away from the whole witness everything to get it out of their system. And I don't mean go somewhere to another city and then go back to go visit a hall. That's going to start it all over. You move away for the whole purpose of getting away from all of it. If you move away and then go back to a hall, well, you're going to get the whole thing started again. They're going to be all in your business. They're going to be all in your business wherever you go. That seems to be a familiar trait amongst Jehovah's Witnesses, at least in the U.S. I don't know about other countries, but regardless of where you go. So if you're thinking about, moving away, give me a call. I can tell you my experiences. And you can ask me things in detail as to how it feels to be away from that area. I'm still doing the job search thing, so everything isn't totally completed. But you can ask me anything. And we'll talk about it. If you're thinking about opening up your house to other witnesses and you want to talk about that, you give me a call, 937-607-5085. If you're looking to try to find other ex-witnesses in your area that I might know, because again, using street smarts, it's good if you want to do a meetup, to meet up in a public place before you get to know the person, to maybe have someone with you when you go meet someone prior to knowing someone. Definitely if you're traveling way out to go to a meetup, it's just good to have someone with you. But if you want to, let's say, talk to someone in your area who's a former witness, that I know and have spoken to personally, then that's another way, through kind of referral, to get to know people. Because you do want to be smart about it. And I think what we're going to do is meet Chuck and Kashmir. Now, I don't know the full history, but I do know that Kashmir is a sweetheart, and Chuck took a while to get used to me. So again, we're not going to look at everything in the house. Here, let's cut the light out in here. We're just going to go straight outside here. I'll keep the camera on me. And I'll tell you, Chuck wanted to tear my head off the first time I saw him. So let's walk over here and try not to step on anything. And they are knocked out asleep. Hey! Hey guys! Yeah, I know this is probably not exciting. Because now that's Chuck. The brown dog there is Chuck. And then that's Cashmere, the Rottweiler over there. I like that name, Cashmere. These guys are chilling over here. It's real nice out here. It's not hot, but they're chilling. And trust me, when I first got here, Chuck was not that laid back at all. He would be over here like, who are you? And do you taste good with ketchup and mustard is the only thing that he was thinking. But again, give me a call. We'll talk. And again, we could talk about anything. We don't have to talk about what, topics we discussed today. We could talk about anything that's on your mind, anything you're dealing with. And it's good to talk to someone that's got experience in different things. And this is X Bethelite signing out.